What is going on, y'all? Welcome back to yet another video. We are currently in my Macan. This is the 2015 Macan S. It's my daily driver. And because it's raining out, I decided that we're gonna do a car video instead. I just shot a video of the M4 and we're switching over to the Porsche. I'm gonna be going to my friend's place. We're gonna be getting some lunch. So let's get on with the move. Hope you guys are enjoying all the content so far. I've been kind of playing around with different styles of content, you know, doing some automotive stuff, some, you know, motorcycle stuff. Want to get some variation in there, you know. We gotta branch out. We can't just stick with one type of thing only. Although a lot of the automotive stuff doesn't really perform as well as the motorcycle stuff, I feel like if we just keep going at it, we can kind of build some sort of momentum. But yeah, I want to talk a little bit about the Macan. I haven't really talked or shown this car all too much. Got it just recently, like a few months ago, with like 43,000 miles on it, and it was a one owner. It was from Florida. It was shipped all the way up to here in New York. It's like in mint condition. The guy babied it. It was garage kept. And I even got it for a pretty solid price. I never really talk about prices for things, but this car I paid $27K for, and I think that's pretty good for what it is. You know, the market value, when I would look at other options for this specific model, the year and make it, whatever, they're kind of sitting closer to the 30K mark, and it's pretty low mileage too. I mean, right now it's sitting at 48K. The single owner, clean title, clean everything, and perfect service history. The guy really took care of it. You know, he got oil changes done every 3,000 miles. The brakes have been replaced, the spark plugs have been replaced, and this car has been my daily driver for the past few months now, and I've been really enjoying it. I've been taking it to work, just going out with it. A lot of people talk bad about the Macan, saying it's like a soccer mom car, it's not a real Porsche. But if you ever driven one, you will know it's far from that, you know? Like, this car, even though it's a little bit bigger, it's not a full-size SUV, but, you know, it's like a mid-size kind of thing. It feels so planted, and this is in its stock, you know, configuration. I did order lowering springs, but I haven't yet installed them. But even on the stock ride height, on the stock wheels, this thing performs crazy. Like, it's so planted. It's pretty quick. I don't know the exact numbers. I want to say it's like 380 horsepower potentially at the crank, but it feels quick for an SUV. And, you know, the handling is super sharp. I feel like this Porsche steering wheel is a lot more precise compared to BMWs, and that's what I've noticed. There's not a lot of play in it. I feel like a lot of BMW steering is very spongy, even though it feels great. And I feel like a big part of why it feels great is just because it's stiff. It's like, you know, there's some heft to it. There's some heft to this as well, but it doesn't have a spongy feeling. It almost feels dry, you know? I don't know if that really makes any sense. Yeah, it was definitely a learning curve to, you know, drive this car. Once I got comfortable with it, I realized how nice it actually is. The only modifications that I have done to the car, besides the cosmetic parts, is the exhaust. I have like a muffler bypass situation going on here, so it has a muffler delete, and that's pretty much it. The car originally already doesn't have resonators. That's what I noticed. So it's pretty much straight piped from the cat back. It has a nice sound to it, a nice rumble. And then if you shift at the right point, it has like a little turbo fart, you know, like a pfft. And I don't even need to be in sport mode to be able to make it happen. It just doesn't naturally a lot of the times. It just has to hit like the 4,000 RPM mark at the minimum, and then when it shifts, it just creates that fart noise. And a lot of the Beamers, you would have to set it to sport mode to enable that kind of sound. But yeah, this car just has it. So we're gonna enter the highway in just a sec, and as we're merging in, hopefully I can, you know, give it a little bit of a pull to get that fart noise going. Also, I noticed this car doesn't really have a good placement for your phone mount. I've looked into all the options, like some of them go like this, you know. There's really no good placement, but I figured out I can just put the phone right over here. This is like a CD player kind of thing, and I just, you know, just clamp it in there like that, and I just use a MagSafe wireless charger. So we're gonna pop it into manual mode, and we're gonna play around with the paddle shifters. I'm gonna crack the window open a little bit so you can hear it. And I'm actually gonna not leave it in sport mode, because I noticed the pops tend to happen more in the normal mode, not even in the sports mode. Oh my God, is that a Cybertruck? Holy cow. All right, here we go. We have good flow right now. We're gonna leave it in second gear. We're gonna rip it all the way up to 4,000 and then give it a few shifts. All right, that was a little anticlimactic. couldn't really hear it too much because of all the wind, but also for some reason it shifted up then back down, even though I set it to the manual mode. So I don't know what happened there. Hopefully you guys get the gist of it. This car is an absolute charm to drive, I gotta say. You know, like if you are looking for like a SUV style car that's, you know, fun to drive, reliable, and reliable is also like subjective. You know, this at the end of the day is still a German car, but out of the German lineup, Porsches are known for the reliability. There are some things to keep in mind with when it comes to the Macan itself. Transfer case issue on a lot of the models. Sometimes the oil leaks, but a lot of these problems always come down to just the overall condition of the car. You know, if you can find one pre-owned in good condition, then a lot of these problems are kind of mitigated. Personally, I am not really concerned about this car going bad in any way, shape, or form. Knowing the history, the service history, everything is super clean on this car. The Macans are pretty affordable, you know, like especially with the way the car market is. Even like pretty basic cars are upwards of 30-40 grand. Where this car sits in terms of the price is like around the 30s, you know, and it's definitely an affordable option if you want a luxury performance car. So planted, and the way the seats are, these are the standard seats, but they have an Alcantara center portion which really grips you into the seat. There's like literally no body roll, and it's so crazy because this is like a SUV style car where it's bigger, you're a little higher up, and that is why Porsche has that reputation that they make cars that have the best handling. I think it all comes down to just the suspension components, the weight distribution, and even the way the seats are made. This is very underrated of a car, and I feel like a lot of people sleep on it. You know, like the Macan has I want to say a negative rep a lot of times. If you want to drive it calm, you can drive it calm. If you want to rip at it, you can rip at it. You know, it's a very practical car, has a lot of space. And if you're worried about like getting an older model, like this is a 2015, and it might be like, wow, this car is almost 10 years old. Even though it was a 2015, it feels just like brand new, and it drives super smooth. Like I don't have any issues with it whatsoever. It's been very reliable, and I've been ripping at this thing and, you know, beating on it for, you know, the entirety of the time that I've had it. Now there are a couple of trim levels that you can decide from, and each one, you know, varies depending on the price. So this one being the S is like the second level trim. So there's a base model, there's a S, GTS, and Turbo. So as you go up through the trims, you're getting more and more sport focused configurations with, you know, more power and whatnot. And with that, it also comes with the reliability aspect, right? Now I'm gonna say the whole entire lineup is reliable, very reliable. But if you want the ultimate reliability, I would stick with the base model, because as you start moving up to the higher trims, the engine is completely different and you're getting a lot more power, yeah, but then you have more risk of things breaking down. Base model is a 4-cylinder, and I don't know if it's GM or who made it, but it's not Porsche that made the motor for it. If you want something that has more kick, I would say go at least with the second trim, because then you're getting the 6-cylinder from Porsche. And the rest of the models all use the same 6-cylinder. It's just extra boost with the other, you know, levels like the GTS and a Turbo. They just kind of tune it up with some bolt-ons and whatnot. But I want to say the most bang for your buck model would probably be the S, which is this version, because you get the 6-cylinder, but you don't have to pay all the extra costs for all the little additional stuff that they do in the GTS model or the Turbo model. And then if you do get the S, you can always add your own modifications to kind of increase the power limits and whatnot. So I would say for the most value for the price, I would definitely go with the S trim. But, you know, if you want to just get the ultimate reliability family car situation, you can get the base model. And I'm not saying the base model is bad. You can still have a lot of fun with it. I have a friend that has a Macan base model, and, you know, he has stage 3 on it with like Akrapovic, whatever you want to say, exhaust, and it's phenomenal. It's pretty quick, and it's, if anything, his base model with all the bolt-ons and the tunes is probably faster than my Macan S with stock configuration. There's really nothing to lose depending on whatever model you get. If you do want to get the S trim, have more potential when it comes to tuning options, you can always push it really, really far. And you also get the 6-cylinder, so if you get any exhaust work done, it'll sound pretty solid. That's kind of my spiel with the Macan. If you guys enjoyed this video or found it interesting, if you did, make sure to drop a like and a comment below. If you are new to this channel, I make automotive content with motorcycles and cars. So if you like it, make sure to subscribe and turn on the post notifications to see when I upload. With that being said, it's been your boy, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.